It's the land market on our mind this weekend as we talk about the markets, and Ray Brownfield from Land Pro LLC, who comes to visit us from time to time, has stopped by here. First of all, let's talk about the correlation between commodity markets and the land market. With the rise in prices that we've seen in recent weeks and maybe a little buoyancy to the farmer sentiment, how does that affect what's going on with agriculture land?
Well, it adds a little cautious optimism, I would say, to the market when you see the commodities doing what they have done. Of course, we don't know how long that'll last. But what I'm seeing, Max, is a patient market out there. People that understand there's going to be vacillation in the commodity markets, but land is land. Land's a tangible asset. It's something they want to add to their families, to their investment portfolio, if that be the case. And it's amazing how the land values have remained extremely stable and up a little bit even. So this is not a bad thing right now to see this happen, but we don't know how long it'll last.
We've noticed in those surveys of the agriculture bankers done by the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago that the prices have been remarkably stable. Is that because in many instances the elder generation getting ready to pass the baton is wanting to make sure that that generation behind them has a chance?
I think that's part of it. I do think that we see that going on out there, but in many cases there isn't anybody to pass the baton on, and so then they're looking for other people to buy the land. Hopefully we see a few lease-back possibilities in some cases to lease back to people. So that's out there in the marketplace today, but overall, again, a very viably good market that may be up 1 or 2% by year end.
Maybe for the year as a whole, up as much as 2%, perhaps.
Could be.
That would be remarkable considering how long we've been in this agriculture downturn.
Exactly. But you look at the years that we keep saying, oh, it's going to go down. But the resilience is there, and that tells me why land is such a good market. In the long pull, it's a long-term investment, but it doesn't have the big vacillation. You see it in other kinds of investment. I think we're seeing other investors say, you know, land's a good diversification of our total portfolio.
You told me, I don't know, must have been seemingly 10 years ago, that if you plotted over a chart over a 10-year period, the land market is very comparable to the equity markets. Is that still the case, Ray?
It truly is. It truly is. If you look at the total, the NACRIF, if you look at all the things that are compared to investment analysis over a long period of time, the land is right in there, in many cases above.
What about some of these pockets where there have been serious challenges? Maybe it's been a drought that continues or is getting worse. In the state of Iowa, we look at two factors that were going on here. Of course, late in the summer, the drought and the derecho. And I'd heard there were some very, very serious discussions with lenders after the derecho came through in the month of August. Does that have a substantial effect right in that particular area?
It surely could. It really depends on, again, the financial position of those farmers or the landowners over a period of time, not just this year, but were they already in kind of a balance of, stretched, if you will. And this could be the ultimate too much stretch that could cause them problems. I think in some cases, those are such good land areas over there where this all hit that most of them probably can get by another year. Insurance hopefully will be of some benefit. Doesn't give you profit, but at least it covers your bottom end. So I don't know that it'll be a disastrous issue with land values, but it certainly doesn't help any, that's for sure.
I want to talk with you a little more about some of the other factors. Interest rates, for example, non-farmer demand for land. Stay with us here a moment or two, please. Ray Brownfield joining us this weekend in the studio from Land Pro LLC.